chance we found our wonderland. As we reached to the promised land, we were struggling on the ground. Now as we dream.
Hello, people. Everybody doing tonight? Cephas the second here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. Oh, I am. My chat is up, so I can't even tell what's happening. There we go. Much better. Oh, man, I hated to do what I just had to do. So the cat, I had my room open for a while, and the cats, as they usually do, will eventually discover that the room is open and will want to come into the room. Simple enough, right? I don't mind. I don't mind them coming into my room. I think at this point, I'm actually pretty fine with them coming into my room, even if I'm not directly in here, because I have not seen them fuck with anything they shouldn't be fucking with recently. Like the big thing that used to be a big problem was they would start biting cables, but I think we've broken them of that. So I think we're fine on that regard, at least. So, when I was watching One Piece with my friends, because we watched just the most recent episode, I went down right there, with the door open, because I'm like, there's nothing really going on. Then I don't got to worry about that. And one of our cats, Woody, he gets up on my bed and climbs on my chest and like lays there for a little bit, and that's fine. Which is kind of what I wanted. I want him to be comfortable to just like sit like on my chest if I'm laying down, or on my legs if I'm there. Still a little bit like trying to get him to not use his claws to like brace himself, but severely reduced from what he used to be. But then after that, I got up and sat back down and was doing stuff, and he like got up on my lap for a second and then jumped on my desk and looked around. And then at one point, I kind of hear him like playing with something, and I look down. The corner of the blanket here has this little tag. He was starting to chew it. And I looked down and I went, Woody, don't. He didn't even respond to it, so I basically had to like very loudly shush him. And he heard that, looked up at me and went, uh-oh, and ran out of my room. And I was like, God damn it, I hate doing that, but he can't be doing that. You do not want him to build a habit of chewing on shit like that. He was just playing with it, it's fine. It's the moment he started to chew it, I was like, no. No, 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 no. But other than that, I mean, he's been fine. Our other cat, Stormy, she's the skittish one. She's been perfectly fine in here for the most part. Haven't had too many issues with her. She comes in, looks around. She'll sometimes jump up on my bed and just sit there. Not doing anything, just sit there. Well, I think they were playing in my room, and I think he's okay with me because he ran out of my room for a little bit, then ran back under the bed and was sitting under the bed. And I kind of just like got down on his level, got down and like just kind of got him, and he came over to me and I gave him some attention and everything. And it was like, all right, stream's literally rolling right now. The intro countdown was going, and I'm like, I've got to get you out of my room. I don't want to try to manage you while I'm trying to stream. So, I did what I always do, which is I go find one of their toys. It's got like a little rattly thing inside, and I basically just and shake it, and then move with it a little bit so it kind of goes out of his sight. So he kind of like goes, what was that? What was that? And then I shake it some more, and then I chuck it along the ground so it kind of like skids along the ground a little bit, and he just runs after it. I just close the door. If he was chill and wasn't gonna like try to jump up on my lap when I'm trying to do stuff, maybe. But if he's in my room, he's definitely gonna want attention. So but they're out there still. They're out there playing a little bit. I can hear him kind of like shuffling around a little bit. Other than that, it's been a quiet day. I got some stuff done, had some DevOps stuff that came up. Had to answer a question about some of our infrastructure because people were having some issues with it. Worked on a little bit of the puzzles. I didn't get any of them done. They got 3 new like riddles that we have to answer for points. I don't know what I'm gonna get off of this. I'll probably get some free shit off of it. I don't know what. I thought about trying to get the Roomba, but I don't know how well that would go. So what? It's gonna be 6K for the first week. God damn it. I do not know where these motherfuckers are coming from, but I spotted another ant. Off the wall. Because it's like, so the way they did this, and if I had known that they were offering 10K points just for doing the warm-up during the two riddles during the warm-up week, I absolutely would have. I didn't know that. So last week I got an extra 6K points. This week, if I do 2 of the 3 riddles, I get 7K more points. That's 13 total. And then next week, I can get up to like 21K points, which I don't know what I'm going to use that for. I don't know if that's just, hey, I buy a new monitor, or I don't know what to do. There's like a handful of things that I can get through my company with this shit, and I like I said, I thought about the Roomba. I don't know how well that would go over in the room. I have to ask the guys about that before I actually set it up. And it probably also wouldn't be that good because we have a lot of little tiny cat toys around, and that would probably get fucking stuck in the Roomba. So that might not be the right idea, but maybe. There's a few other smaller things that I can probably snag. I don't think anything else really happened today. Oh, I called my parents, but that doesn't really lead to much. Talked to them for a little bit. Saw how they were doing. Talked to my dad about stocks, because that is the thing I can talk to my dad about. If it's not stocks or guns or like cars, then in most cases I don't talk to him about it, because sure as shit don't talk politics with my dad, because that is an easy way for us to get into a shouting match, because we eye to eye on politics. Surprise, surprise. I am much closer to my grandfather on my dad's side in terms of politics than I am to my dad. You know what? Before we start, and I hate to do this, I need to use the bathroom real quick, so just give me a minute. Probably should have done that before I started the stream, but nah, whatever. Rather do it now than in like a couple minutes when I'm, or in a little bit when my body's like, yeah, you should do it now. I really don't know. I mean, it's been 24 hours since you guys saw me last. There hasn't been that much that's happened. Oh, you know what? I guess I can mention that. So I decided that I've been following a creator, a mapper on Beat Saber, guy who makes Beat Saber maps. For a while, and I know like whenever I pick up his maps, I sort of know what I'm in for, and they're a pretty good challenge. Expert is actually is what I would consider expert level. It does fuck me up sometimes. And expert plus is usually out of my range, but it's not something so far out of my range that I can't build towards it. I ended up commissioning him to do 2 songs. One is not anywhere on the Beat Saber. I don't think on the Beat Saber libraries. I don't think anybody has commissioned it. Oi, get off there. As far as I know, nobody's done a map for the song, which is the Thrills at Night Paper Mario song. So I've got that. And then I did the intro song to Astral Chain, because that song is on there. Somebody's done a map of it, but the problem is it doesn't work. I don't know if it's just designed for higher end VR headsets or what, but I tried a lot to get it to work and none of it did. So I said, screw it. I'll commission it from somebody who can make a map that will work. And so that's coming. And I think he's working on the Paper Mario song one now, which is good. I can hear the cat kind of like clawing at the edge of the door. But yeah, hopefully that'll be here soon. But yeah, you know what? I think it's time to get into it. I think it's time to just start. Right? I think it's time to just start.
Take that!
So last time, we were dealing with extraterritoriality and two barriers to entry to taking down the ringleader of the smuggling ring. I believe we might have figured out one of them, and we were working on the second form of it. Ooh, excuse me. So we'll see what's happening with this, because I think the way that we're gonna get him fucked up is prove that he killed somebody of that he killed the guy Manny in he killed a different he killed the secretariat for the ambassador of Babel in Alibast, and that's just going to cause an like a bigger international incident. So, yeah. How we doing on sound? So last time, like literally, this fucko is in the process of leaving the room. If he leaves, he gets on a plane, he goes back to his home country, can never get his ass again. Because as far as we understand, he is the one that ordered the hit on Kay's dad. So we're dealing with that. Are you finished with your hypothesizing? Excuse me? Let's suppose I did have a motive. Even so, a motive or a thought alone cannot kill. Isn't that right? Oh, okay. I gotta move you ever so slightly more so that way. No. What are you not on? There we go. You gotta move the mixer just a little bit more so when I push on it, it doesn't like rock back and forth. I didn't expect him to resort to playing the semantics game with me. It appears that this is where the real battle will begin. Now then, if you will excuse me. Wait, what? I told you at the very beginning, didn't I? You only get one question. Ugh.
Ambassador Alba, if you could just please give them a little bit more of your time. It doesn't matter what kind of man he was my subordinate. Which is why I'd like for you to figure out the real cause of his death.
That's something for Babel to figure out, and something which I have no relation to. Now he's even turning down a request from Ambassador Poliano?
I'm very sorry, but it seems that now even my voice falls on deaf ears.
There's no need for you to apologize, Ambassador Poliano. Must find some way to stop him from leaving. It seems there is no further objections. In that case, please allow me to return home. Who's talking?
Hold it right there, Ambassador Alba.
Okay, what are you doing?
Like I said, Mr. Edgeworth, the Autogrosso's legacy will live on through me.
Yes, but how do you suggest we stop him from leaving right now?
You just leave that to me. Ambassador Alba, do you recognize this?
No, and why should I recognize that tattered old organizer? Wait, have I seen that before?
That's a clue that is a clue from my father, Bern Faraday, left for us.
Did you say Bern Faraday?
Mr. Faraday's organizer. Don't tell me this is the one from the second KG-8 incident.
The one in which he wrote about the Yatagarasu's key?
Yes, the organizer belonged to the prosecutor you had Miss Yu kill 7 years ago.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You say that Decker was related to me.
Inside this organizer, he wrote up every detail of every evil thing you did.
What an amusing little girl you are, but that sort of trickery won't work on me.
If you won't believe me, then take a look at this.
Don't show it to him. And what is that toy there?
This thievery device was used by the Yatagarasu, or rather by my father. 7 years ago, he used this when he snuck into this embassy.
What?
These two pieces of evidence that hold information the Yatagarasu dug up on you. If you go home now, I won't hesitate to send it to Alibas right behind you.
Little girl, get to the point.
I want you to go up against Mr. Edgeworth one more time. If you win, then I'll hand over these two pieces of evidence.
Yatagarasu, ever the thorn in my side.
Okay, does that organizer really contain information on his dirty dealings? It's nothing case-breaking, really.
Ah, then it was just a bluff.
Even if it was, we still can't let all the info my father and Uncle Bad found go to waste. Plus, just the existence of the little thief was troublesome enough for him.
Those two pieces, aren't they keepsakes of your father?
It's okay. I believe in Mr. Edgeworth. He'll come out on the top in the end.
Okay.
When the going gets tough, someone's got to be there to put wind back in your sails.
After all this time, you're still quite the feisty one. I applaud your powerful nature.
I refuse to lose this too. Ambassador Alba, you won't be returning home until you give us further testimony.
How dare you all, barring a person like me.
Ambassador Alba, your testimony, if you please.
Alright, but this is the absolute last. Then even if you use all the power of Ambassador Poliano's office, you won't stop me.
Can't let this opportunity K has created for me go to waste.
The last time I met with Mr. Cochin was here at the Theatrum Neutralis. After that, I was in Alibas for the rest of the time, as I stated earlier. In any case, I did not see Mr. Cochin again after that. So you see, there's no time span in which I could have killed him. Wouldn't you agree?
Let's see.
Now, since your people were practically begging, I will allow you to question me.
What an arrogant old man!
Yes, but no matter.
We can't allow this chance to escape us.
I will warn you, though, you've reached the end of my patience. Waste my time with any inane questions and you will be punished.
Ooh, spicy. Double punishment points. Oh. He's like evil Professor Oak. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So any needless pressing or presenting will cost more to our case? In that case, the only thing you can do is present the correct evidence. Understood? Of course. I didn't intend to let him intimidate me. I know Mr. Cochin was killed before returning to Bobble, in which case there is only one statement to which I need to present the evidence. Man, this sucks. This is my last one of these. I don't have any more in stock. And it won't be... So this weekend I can't go because I'm going to be busy all weekend. Next weekend I'm on support rotation again, so I can't do... I can't do it then. I was already thinking about taking a week off after that support week just to have like a week to decompress. But then I was thinking, you know what's coming up? SGDQ is coming up at the very beginning of July. Like, I think it's the 4th through the 10th of July. I might just be like, fuck it. I'm taking that week off. I'm not here. And that just becomes the end of the conversation. I'm just not here during that week. But even then, it's still going to be a little bit before I can go and get more stock of my delicious Boylan's cherry soda. Is it the I imagine it's the security cam footage. I feel like we're gonna take some punishment on this one because I get the idea of what we're trying to prove, but this is not. There's not a lot on this. Because the first thing I'm thinking of is that we go with the idea that he never went back. Yeah, that's not it. All right. Hmm. It's not impossible to take this man down. Did not see Mr. Cochin after that. Wait. How did I not notice that before? See this right here? See this shit right here? Why is that dragging? That means to me that somebody's in that costume that doesn't fit the costume. But how do I prove that? Hey, no, I don't think Larry's in the costume. Somehow, I don't think he's in the costume because I don't think the costume fits him, or the costume does fit him, doesn't it? Or maybe I'm wrong. Hey, roleplay. It's good. I just sort of don't know where I'm going on this one. I don't know how. I don't know the entry point to our argument. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Dude, I've been thinking about doing that myself. I've honestly been thinking about doing that for the week of AGDQ. Or SGDQ, excuse me. Yeah, it's how could he have had time to kill Manny? Well, I mean, part of it is, yeah, I kind of do need it. Although I am thinking about taking another random day off, like take a random day off next week so I can go get some shit done. But it's more of my company's going to start making me take vacation days in order to get their balance sheets in order. Because here's the thing. Companies, when you maintain a balance of PTO, that's a mark on the company's balance sheet because that's just a debt they haven't paid, basically. So but yeah, no, I don't know. I'm in a very weird situation. And like most of the stuff I need to do is not things that are super like time sensitive. It's just that if I don't, I'm probably going to need to do like an in-between case or an in-between thing for them. Oh, I didn't do that. I should do that on my break. I just realized that I didn't put conditioner in my beard today. My beard balm, because that's the thing that keeps this is the shit that keeps my beard from like tying itself in a knot. Because for a while I was doing like I was falling behind on not actually putting conditioner in my beard every day, and my beard was tying itself in knots for like some of the longer strands, which is really frustrating. Oh, come back here. Where is the one I literally just saw? Did I just do it? One of the ones I just saw when I was pulling like the set of them was already tying itself in a knot, and I didn't see which one it was, and now I've lost it. Also, have I mentioned that I have a very uneven beard? Where like this side is growing very long and this side hasn't caught up yet? The last time he met with Manny was here at the theater. And like I said, normally it's fine. Normally it's like, I don't have to worry too much about my beard, but like if I put the conditioner, if I put this beard balm stuff in it every day, then it doesn't do that. It basically, like it says, it conditions the beard. It gets it to a point where it's not going to stick to itself and doesn't get super dry, which tends to get it brittle, which means it breaks a lot. He was in Olibas the rest of the time. I feel like this is it is a, I did not see Mr. Manny the rest of the night is the problem. But I already tried to present the evidence, I have a save point right before this, so we'll see how it goes. No. If I'm asking for, if I get stuck, I'll ask. If I just go, fuck it, I don't know the answer anymore and I can't figure it out, then I'll ask. Because originally I was going to be like, we saw him here and we have the proof that the knife was in the shot. Is that the right logic? That's the right logic. I'd like you to take a look at this picture. It's a rather nice picture, isn't it? It was to commemorate the restoration of relations between our nations. Oh, it's commemorative, all right. One that captures proof that I need to show that it was you who committed the murder. You what, mate? This is the knife that killed Mr. Cochin. I see you recognize it as well as you should. As well you should, or it was you who brought it to this theater. You hid it amongst the flowers you were to give the Steel Samurai, meaning that you killed Manny Cochin here, at the theater. It's time for me to catch my flight. We're not through yet. It's game over for you, Mr. Edgeworth. But thank you for the entertainment. No matter how passionately you orate, the end result will still be the same. I won't be returning to this country ever again. That's right. This man's an ambassador. He has extraterritorial rights. How hard he chase after him, you won't be able to have him tried in court. Yes, that's exactly the face you should be making. The face of a worthless cur. It's literally, fuck off. You can't touch me. I'm just gonna leave. Try to stop me. Do it. See what happens. Fuck around and find out.
Now then, ladies and gentlemen, I must bid you farewell. The courts. Is there no one who can lay a finger on this man? Is this really the end?
I think that was our Interpol friendo.
Agent Lang.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Prosecutor.
Get out of my way. My plane is scheduled to take off soon.
Sorry, but you're not going anywhere, Mr. Alba.
I'm through playing games with you people. You can't not touch me. If you do, it would spark an international incident, Agent Lang.
Oh, sorry, but it would. Trust me, I know.
What?
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Good job holding the fort down here until I got back.
What? What did you do?
So, Mr. Alba.
You notice how he's not calling him ambassador anymore?
Your diplomatic immunity has just been revoked.
What do you mean, revoked? Spare me this nonsense and let me through.
Lang Shi says, before aiming for the throat, chew the neck shield off first. Interpol headquarters in the imperial household of the Kingdom of Alibast took a while to get things rolling, but they finally moved on it.
The Imperial household, you, what have you done?
You've been relieved of your duties as ambassador, Mr. Alba.
Oh yeah.
What?
Effective today. Actually, let me be clear, effective right now. And you have Mr. Prosecutor's videotape to thank for this.
The videotape the Anagrasu protected?
You can't be arrested simply because you're an You can't be arrested simply because you're an ambassador. In that case, I thought to strip you of that title. You're underestimating me, a descendant of the founder of the detainment philosophies, Lang Shi. 4,000 years of deeply entrenched connections and networks around the world have really paid off.
Oh, he's back to old man mode.
It can't be. I don't believe this. My ambassadorship has been revoked?
Looks like you've finally come into grips with your new standing.
Looks like he turned docile again. He's probably in shock from the loss of his shield. What a shame. I had someone to use my whip on him.
Why is this happening to me? I'm just a hard-working, honest ambassador.
Do you really think you can pull that on us now? We've already ripped away the mask and seen you for who you really are, Mr. Alba. So why don't you stand up straight and quit slouching?
Where does this cane go? That's the thought I just had. Where the fuck does this cane go?
No, I won't be stopped now.
He still intends to fight us?
So what if I am no longer an ambassador? You still don't have any evidence on me. The fact remains that you cannot arrest me.
I'd expect no less from you, the boss of the smuggling ring. Well, the rest is up to you, Mr. Prosecutor. I'm kind of just can't be bothered anymore. I did my stuff.
Understood.
You say that I killed Cochin in the theater, but even if that's true, that there was a knife in my bouquet. I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken it out from the theater and used it, right? Besides, the claim that he was killed here itself is odd. After all, wasn't his body discovered in Babel? Are you claiming that I carried his body all the way there? Over there? Preposterous.
I'll be the one to approve whether it's preposterous or not, Mr. Alba. Oh, excuse me, ex-ambassador Alba. Should I use your proper title? Are you ready? Because this is no game. This is war. Why the fuck fuck are you? Oh, well, there's no way I can get to you back there, but why the fuck are you in my room? There's a gnat in my room. Am I going to have to set the fucking traps out again? I have put out apple cider vinegar traps before. And I know they work because when I've had a problem with gnats before in my room, I can't, that's the fucking thing. I can't put them out if the cats are in here all the time. Is that a gnat? That's a big ass motherfucker for a gnat. What am I looking at? Huh. That's there. You know what? We're already. There's no MacGuffin on that. Fuck. I can do that later. I just stood up and noticed like a dust mite, like a cobweb over here. I think it is a gnat. There's not anything I can do about it. It's behind my monitor and it's in a position where I can't reach it. So I'll deal with it when he gets there. And there is also a cobweb going from my key light over to my wall. So I need to take care of that, but that'll be after the stream. I killed Mr. Cochran in this theater using the knife that was stuck in my bouquet. I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken the knife from there. Besides, Mr. Cochran's body was discovered in Bobble, right? There's no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Bobble. Look, don't you think you've had enough fun with me? You've already stolen my ambassadorship from me. Would you have me surrender too? I mean, if you want, that would save me an immense amount of time.
You have no plans to ever return to this country, isn't that right? Did you know that a bunch of your subordinates are seeking asylum because of you?
As if I care.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, boot this guy out of the embassy and we can finally end everything.
I know. I will give it my all to see that he leaves in handcuffs. Without the title of ambassador, he's just another witness. Yes, just another witness. All right, what are we waiting for? Let's get this guy.
Let's get him good.
I wonder if they understand that all I can do is present evidence to the testimony. Are we still in the position where I can't press him? That's right, as I explained earlier. The commemorative photo shows that you had the knife on your person. You have no proof that the bouquet was prepared by me, isn't that right? You what? The fact that there was a knife in the bouquet was something I wasn't aware of. I need to move over this anyways.
What a pathetic excuse. The weapon that was used is one of your national treasures. Isn't it exactly something? It isn't exactly something anyone other than you could touch, let alone take.
I allowed some of my trusted subordinates to handle them. It could have been my secretary.
You're an even bigger slimeball than I thought. My God.
Can we push the guilt of Mr. Cochran's murder onto one of your subordinates?
In any case, the fact that the knife was in the bouquet means nothing.
You still wish to deny your actions?
And you still wish to deny reality and accuse me of murder?
What? I am not in denial. Even though he's not an ambassador anymore, he's still got a really bad attitude. I believe it's because he's no longer an ambassador that we cannot let him speak freely. Well, if he's not holding anything back, then neither should I.
Wait.
For the sake of the case, please refrain from what I think you're about to do.
Quite the pair of frightening women you are, but I digress.
I want to make sure there's not like an extra statement that I coax out of him this way.
Even if he was found in Bobble, he was killed somewhere else.
Stop bluffing, because you can't prove what you're claiming. If this were a court-martial in my country, you'd have already been removed from the room.
Are you taunting us on purpose? Because, I mean, I'd be happy to show you my claws.
Hold on, Agent Lang. Allow me to fight him my way, with evidence.
I was joking. I'm not so easily ruffled by the likes of him.
Too bad. I'm no longer an ambassador. It still could have been an international incident.
If you have the will to threaten us with that mouth of yours, then perhaps you can use it to return to the testimony.
Very well. But to be fair, you should watch what you say as well.
I don't know where he went. I don't see him anymore. Is that really so? You could have easily blackmailed your subordinates to be quiet and then move the body.
That's quite an insult to me and my subordinates. I'm afraid we can't have that. It's very difficult to enter my embassy as the guards always conduct a thorough check. If someone so much as makes an unnatural movement, it would arouse their suspicion.
Come to think of it, there wasn't anything unnatural about him in the footage. Oh, are you actually close enough I can get your ass? Oh, you are. He went from behind the center monitor to behind the right monitor, and I can reach the wall, so he was dead. Not having that shit in my room. Wait, let me think about that for a second. Mr. Alba said that the guard would become suspicious if someone acted unnaturally, but then by the same token, the guard would not become suspicious if someone were to act naturally. We need to retrace Mr. Alba's movements. We should find some hint for solving this case. Buddy, please, no. You ever just breathe in wrong? You ever just do that? You ever just do that? Because my body just decided it was going to do that. Well, right after the Steel Samurai stage show, he went back to Alibas, right?
From there, he started preparing for his speech in the Alibastian embassy.
It does sound like it wasn't possible for him to have gone to the Babali's embassy. Couldn't have gone to the Babel, but the body didn't remain at the theater either. Is it possible the body was temporarily taken to a different location first? Okay, so it is either presenting the push cart here, or presenting the footage of his entry back into Olivast, which I guess I'm more interested. I'm more aligned to think of doing this because the push cart doesn't show where we saw it. All right, I had the right idea. Give me that finger waggle. Actually, I do believe there was a way to transport the body out of the theater. Perhaps you should give this a look. What's that supposed to be? It's footage from a security camera that captured the state of the immigration area. Should I congratulate you on getting your hands on it? Just let me know that we were not the only ones watching your every movement. Thank you for the warning. Now, if you could take a good look at this section right here. This lump here inside the pushcart, do you know what's causing it? Should I? Because I don't. In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of the unnatural lump in the pushcart. Wait, what? Wait, what? This was not the route I thought it was going to go. It can't be the statue. The statue's too much. This is the cause of the unnatural lump underneath the cloth in the pushcart. Is it this? Is this where we're going with this? Because I remember Old Bag got it. Didn't she say something about dropping them off via a cart? I'm probably thinking about this too hard. Are we presenting his body? Because I wanted to say it was Manny's body, but like, this is like the only thing I have to present that's close to that. Okay, so it is. Okay, I had the right idea.
What is the meaning of showing me that?
It's to say that the unnatural bulge in the pushcart is Mr. Cochin's body. You had the Steel Samurai wheel his body away from the real crime scene.
What a guess. But I wonder if you have any evidence to support it.
I admit for now. Oh, hey, thank you. For now that it's but a hypothesis. However,
if you can't prove it, then I'm afraid I must be on my way. I don't have any more time to play with you people.
Sorry I took so long, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
Gummy? Detective Gumshoe. Is that the Steel Samurai pushcart?
Yes, sir. I found it in the open air stage area.
Oh, so that's where you went.
The detective spirit that Pops left me with. I thought I'd follow my gut and go with it, sir. So, Mr. Edgeworth, is this worth anything to the case? I don't know. I just kind of grabbed the first random thing that, like, spoke to me, and this one kind of did.
Yes. I just play a major role in solving this case, detective. But something isn't right here. I thought the entire samurai family was an Alibast. Where exactly in the open air stage did you find this pushcart?
I found it just lying there at the edge of the stage, sir.
Oh. Well, let's leave that for now and examine the insides, detective.
Yes, sir.
Bitch. What's that?
It's blood.
This must be Mr. Cochin's blood. Which only goes to prove that Mr. Cochin's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Cochin at the theater and then placed his body inside the pushcart. And then... Did I forget to swap the scenes again? My god, I'm getting bad about that one today. You forced the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you.
I forced him to move the body into Alibast? What nonsense. Why would I bother to do such a thing?
You were scheduled to make a speech in Alibast, meaning it was difficult for you to make a stop at Bobble. However, what if you moved the body to Alibast? Because that was your embassy, you could keep an eye on it and tamper with the evidence, and then you smuggled it out of Alibast.
No!
I can show how you moved the body from Alibast to Bobble, then I win.
But you can't. The security between the two countries is incredibly tight.
I will be the one to judge whether or not I can prove it. And so I ask you to provide us with testimony regarding your movements after your return to Alibast. Miles Edgeworth, have you figured it out yet? Do you know how the body was moved? Well, to be honest, I have nothing to support my hypothesis at the time. However, I don't believe I've made a mistake in my logic up until this point, which means there's no question that it cannot be answered, right? The primitive statue was smuggled successfully through the brief flight through the air, so why shouldn't there be an answer for how the body was moved? Which means there must be a logic flaw somewhere that I can exploit.
After I returned to Alibast, I had my picture taken with the Steel Samurai shaking hands. Then, just as I was about to start my speech, the Yatagarashu appeared. I feared for the nation's national treasures, so I raced back to my office.
That's it? That's all you're giving me? It's not a lot there.
Yes, that's it. All you get, bitch.
It looks like you left out a few things, such as the murder of Damask II. Furthermore, you left out the part about meeting with me in your office.
Oh, those trifling matters. I don't believe I need to speak of those things again. I do so hate to waste time.
What? It's not every life precious.
Do you really need me to answer that for you?
People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely through society. Then you better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction.
He's really full of himself, isn't he?
Yes, he is. How can he be so confident at a time like this? Come on, don't be shy. Go on and ask whatever you'd like. Yeah. We're gonna save just because. What did I do to my elbow? What the fuck? Did I like extend my elbow in a weird direction at some point?
Hold it!
Did I like go too fucking hard on Beat Saber yesterday? And it's, why is it just now catching up to me? Why is it not? What the fuck? So weird. So why was it only with the Seal Samurai? I thought the Pink Princess was also around. The Pink Princess was suffering from a bad hip at the time, and the doctors recommended that she rest. Wow, so you do have a soft side after all. The pain of a bad hip. I suppose none of you can really understand how it feels. Oh, so you tend to strain your back as well, huh?
But isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over?
You did need to keep up the act no matter what, I suppose. At this point, it is not to discuss. The point of this is not to discuss my back problems. For about 15 minutes after our handshake, I was in my office preparing for the speech. Boom. Boom. That Yatagarasu was just a trick you had set up. A most amusing joke. And how do you propose I shut that up? If you really want to know, I can explain it in detail for you. You arranged the spotlights in the rose garden, so when you were to take the stage, the audience would see the Yatagarasu's shadow. Oh, that's an interesting tale. Sadly, it has nothing to do with me.
You. What's it gonna take for you to fess up to anything?
Very well then. Let's move on to a different question. After the Yatagarasu appeared, what was the state of the rose garden? Everyone took refuge inside the embassy. I even helped with the effort. And then once everyone was inside, well...
Hold it!
Okay, my elbow has decided it just does not want to cooperate with me at all today. I don't know if I'm just like putting weight on it weirdly or what. Let that roll as well. What happened after you returned to your office? Oh, I was like, why am I not hearing any noises from my phone? I even remember checking that earlier and being like, wait, I left my Bluetooth headset on from when I was talking to my parents. I don't want to keep repeating this, however. Upon my return, I had a stroke of bad luck and bumped into Masked Man. And I don't want to keep up repeating this either. But his name was Damask II. Who cares what he's called? By the time he got to the Prima Duck statue he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about an unlucky man. Being bludgeoned to death with a fake statue. Miss Von Commas really letting your wit fly right now?
Yeah. think the scary part is her silence while she's doing it.
She must be at the limit of her patience as well. But physical attacks here are meaningless. Only evidence will suffice. I can't find a single flaw in his argument. At this rate, I won't be able to prove that he's actually guilty of anything. Are we finished here?
Miles Edgeworth, can you not come up with how the body was moved to Bobble?
Sir,
Mr. Edgeworth!
you have to prove it so much. Is he going to get away with it?
Is this the end? Who's this? It'd be a great honor if you would allow us to be in your allies in battle.
Evil magistrate, it's time for you to pay.
It's the Steel Samurai.
No, you're mistaken, for I am
Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Neo Old Tokyo. And this is Pink Princess Mommy.
Itchy poo.
Oh god. Oh god, I thought it was worse. Oh, it got worse. Oh.
Two people I wanted to see the least. Larry, what are you doing here? Way to show your gratitude, Edgy. We just wanted to help, yes. I'm gonna get the bad guy with the single thrust of my samurai.
go away.
How can you be so mean to us, Edgy Poo? All three of us came to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us.
Well, isn't that grand? I see they managed to find the Iron Infant. Does it really matter right now? Hey! It's just me and the Iron Infant completely soaked. Oh yeah. I found him in Bobble, but he was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second. Larry, go back to what you just said. Huh? Oh, it appears we made it. No, not that far back. Something about finding the Iron Infant in Bobble? He found it in a pool? I don't recall there being one in Bobble. Oh, that. Well, I was in Ollieboss the whole time, so I have no idea how the Iron Infant wound up in Bobble. I thought I had lost him in the Rose Garden, but I guess maybe this cute kid can swim. Wait, what? Larry, you lost the Iron Infant in the Rose Garden. Bitch, that is a single room. How? Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure, but I found him in... That's enough, Larry. Edgeworth is having none of their shit. The Iron Infant that Larry lost managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infant was found soaked in the middle of a pool? That's what I've been looking for. It's another smuggling route between the countries. Is there a fucking tunnel? Are we about to pull a forest temple? Are we about to pull a forest temple? The key to the route the Iron Infant took to travel... is bilateral symmetry. That's right, the embassy was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. Hit the button. Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir?
It's a location I wish for you to examine post-haste. It's where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Cochin's body lies.
Does something like that really exist, sir?
An embassy built on bilateral cemetery, I mean, this is somewhere where we need to examine. Right there?
Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it.
It's too late. Doesn't matter what you do, it's all a waste of time.
You will stay here with us and wait. My finger was literally in your neck for half a second. Don't move. It'll hurt more if you move, trust me. People have moved and it's been ugly. You don't want to do it. Just trust me, all right?
Oh, don't do that for that one. Do it for this one. This is Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth, it's you, sir.
There's a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden.
They built it on top of the stage? That's fucking devious. Just as I suspected. What is it? The two sides of this embassy are mirror images of each other, which means that there is also a pool at the corresponding location on the Babalese side. Mr. Cochin's body was moved into Babel through the pool in Alibast. Avoiding the topic of a vague answer like this is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof if you have any. The Iron Infant is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? It's because he was fished out of a pool. Not just any pool, it was the Babalese one. I think it's pretty obvious at this point what must be true. We pulled a forest temple! The water reservoirs in the two courtyards are connected. I mean, I guess this makes sense from a design perspective. Especially if it is initially a place that was supposed to be one unit. You want to have two pools, one on either side of the area. It's more expensive to build two pools and have two systems to fill them versus just one system to fill them. And where is your proof that the two sides are connected? The proof is right there before your eyes. The half-drowned Iron Infant. Or this blasted doll.
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back. Hey. Don't tell me you guys figured everything out without me.
We did. Thanks to this hero of justice's son. Even if he is just a doll, he managed to help foil the villain.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, I don't want to say this, but it's kind of unlikely that the body just happened to have passed through onto Bobble. This guy's a doll, and he's small, so I can believe he made it, but...
Curses, he has a point. Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, are you going to next propose that a dead body can swim through a pipe? Do I have a thing for this? Do I have a thing for this? Do I have a thing for this? Exactly. Depending on how we ask, I might have a thing for this.
You see, Mr. Prosecutor, our chase after this man is far from over.
Agent Lang. Why is he helping Alba now? He's not. He realized the flaw in my argument is helping to move the logic along. In which case, I should return the favor and find the answer.
And another thing, Mr. Coach's body was found in his office in Bobble. So what happened to his body after it was transported to the open air stage?
Mr. Alba had an accomplice in Bobble, remember?
You mean Sheena, right?
Her there, you can see how it's possible to move the body up to the office. Are you seriously claiming that she swam through the connecting pipe with the body? He's right! Miss Sheena would drown if she did that! Hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe. It looks like your hypothesis about how the body was moved is still only half-baked. In the end, it's all just befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow me passage. Because from the start, there was no feasible method of transporting the body. Even though we've proved like 95% of how you've done this, there's no, or how it's been done. That last 5% is all that matters and nullifies the other 95%. That's how it works in court. What?
Mr. Prosecutor, recall Sheena's movements.
What's happening in the embassy around the time the machine was in Bobble? Oh, if only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Get rid of the water? Oh, that's right. Now I believe we are really done this time, right? Unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba. You are a most persistent man. Are you saying that you've thought of a way to move the body through the water? Move the body through the water? Well, that's completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me? The reason I say this is because there wasn't any water in there at the time.
What do you mean there wasn't any water?
That's what it sounds like. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. Tonight, the Adagarasu set fire to a variety of locations in the Babalese embassy. In order to put out the fires, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir level went down. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to traverse the border. So what? The water level went down? The reservoirs were connected? Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this. Pretending to be ignorant won't work on me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game. I haven't lost yet. I found the route you used to smuggle the body, and that route will lead you to your defeat.
Even if all the water was used by the firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling route.
I know that.
I should have figured you would notice. Hey, Mr. Alba, how deep are those pools anyway?
I'll have you know those pools are extremely deep. And there's no ladders or foothold along the wall as either.
It would be difficult for Sheena to hold the body and climb up out of the pool. Come up out the water.
Ladders and footholds along the wall? There's no need for those such things. What do you mean? If one were to use a certain something, they could go up and down the pool at will.
Oh, it looks like you've already got an answer. Well, that's good. What are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already.
The way in which Machina and the body were able to rise up to the ground level, if there was a way to control the water level, that could be the way the body was moved. This was used so the Machina could move up and down in the pool. Mr. Alba used the fountain spouts in a manner of speaking.
He used the fountain spouts? How?
The water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. Machina and the body were lifted upwards by their buoyancy in water. The fires on the Babalese side of the firefighting effort. These were set in motion all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Cochin's body. Oh, is that why? Is that the reason they had to set on they set an extra building room on fire so they had enough time? Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain valve spouts in advance, in preparation for things to come. He took the push cart that was brought to the rose garden and pushed it along with the Iron Infant and Mr. Cochin into the body into the pool. By this time, Machina was conveniently starting the first fire in Bobble. Then she made for the open air stage pool to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighting effort used the water that was in the pool, the water level went down. And by the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two poles was exposed. This is when she pushed the pushcart from Olibos into Bobble. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain spouts once more. They spent some effort making this animation, and the water rose up to its original level, along with Machina in the body. After that, Miss Sheena used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. There's an elevator in the embassy after all, so you see, even with her small frame, she could have easily transported Mr. Coach's body. And that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. Well, Mr. Ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterrestrial... I kept trying to say extraterrestrial. Your precious extraterrestrial rights to protect you, are you? I knew you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to fight back. You accuse me of moving the body across country lines, but when you get down to it, you don't have what it takes to indict me. What does the old man want now? Proof. I believe that's what he seeks. Yes, proof. Without any, who is to say whether or not any of what you said really just happened? He wants proof? What are we going to do, Mr. Edgeworth? There's no need to worry. I've had all the proof we needed all along. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipes tonight. Just as Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open-air stage, so too did I find one other item there. And that piece of evidence is what will prove the pools were the smuggling route. There was another thing that was smuggled over Bobble's open-air stage area.
Take that!
And what exactly is that? You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found on the Bobble East side will be your undoing. A guitar pick? Would you care to explain how this was going to, as you say, do me in? Much to your chagrin, perhaps, this is not a guitar pick. Or what is it then? Sure as shit looks like a guitar pick. What is this thing? This is something I found at the open air stage, which was transported with the body. Naturally, I assumed you would recognize it since you took a photo with it after all. But since you don't, allow me to fill you in on what you found that actually belongs. Where this thing is. Not there. It looks like a guitar pick. Do I even have a thing for this? I thought I had something with the Jammin' Ninja. Allow me to fill you in on what I found at the stage. Fill you in on what I found at the stage. An infant's son is. Yeah, an infant is. Oh, no, I have it right. Yeah, an infant is the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess's kid, right? Yes, he made an appearance at the end of the stage show. It was a rather fitting end to the whole thing.
Steel Samurai was unwittingly forced to move the body. It's just unforgivable.
Oh shit. Do we have anything that proves that the... Oh. Oh. It's that. Let's take a good look at what the murder weapon was that was used to kill Manny Cochin. On the handle of this knife, there's a beautifully blooming flower. However, it would appear that it's missing a single petal. Now, let's see what happens if we try to fit this pick into that open slot. It's a perfect fit! It was some kind of good jamming ninja thing, but no. I assume that the petal must have fallen off in the flower during Mr. Cochin's murder. And then it was accidentally placed in the pushcart along with Mr. Cochin's body. That's an interesting story, nothing more. Oh, I assure you it's more than just a story. Because for some odd reason, this flower petal was wet when I found it. It was wet, you say? Yes. The only place it could have gotten wet is from the open air stage's pool. Now I ask you, how did a part of the weapon, which was smuggled into the theater, wind up in the open air stage on the Bobblese side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste any more words explaining this, as the petal explains it for me. It proves that someone went from the Rose Garden pool on through to into Babel. Impossible! Of Zhang Fa. I've been waiting to see you face to face, Mr. Alba. I'll tell everyone back home we'll be there soon. You should be happy. Why? Why? It's a little late to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning. When you took your first life, no matter how you may plot or how you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide from your crimes and what you've done. Because we're here to see that justice is served to people like you. You can't call what you've given a perfect argument. How? You know, I don't think this guy is going to ever admit to his wrongdoings, Mr. Edgeworth, because he values himself over above everything else. People who can't be negotiated with or people who refuse to admit when they've lost. I don't believe those kind of people really exist because everyone breaks eventually. You're right. In this case, I have no choice but to use all of the evidence I have. I'll use it until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. We're gonna take a save. Because, why not? And then, we'll jump back in. This motherfucker. Alright. So, here's what we're gonna do instead. We just came back. We're loaded back in. Oh yeah, kicking and screaming. Definitely gonna happen. But we're gonna do it. We got him. We have his ass nailed down. I legit was like, is there nothing for the Jammin' Ninja? Because I know the Jammin' Ninja was around here. And it wasn't until I skimmed over the knife that I went, oh fuck, that's what that goes to? But yes, I'm gonna take a quick break. It's been about an hour and a half since I started streaming. I'm gonna stand up stretch. I got water. So hopefully this won't be terribly long of a break, but probably a break that needs to happen anyways. So give me a few minutes, stand up, stretch, probably use the bathroom just in case. I don't feel like I need to, but might as well try. See if I can. And then we'll go from there. All right. We've got an ex-ambassador's ass to pin to the wall. Be right back. I had a burp come up like at the worst possible time, right as I tried to start speaking. I'm back. Thank you for sticking with me through that break. I'm ready to get back into it and drag this man as hard as I possibly need to get him to, you know, confess. And we'll go from there. Mr. Alba, I request you testify once more. This really will be the end of the line. Are you kidding me? I was like 2 seconds from a save point? Fuck off. This is fun. I thought this shit only happened in Metroidvanias. I didn't think it happened in every other game, where I take a break just before a save point. March 15th, 3:33 a.m. Goddamn, they're going late. Theatrum Neutralis lobby. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. As if there is anything else for me to testify about. I still have yet to fully prove that it was Mr. Alba who murdered Mr. Cochin. Well, I'd like to hear about your movements before the murder occurred. I wonder if you could tell us about what you did here at the Theatrum Neutralis. Very well. I suppose I could tell you about that. Because it was about all I did was watch the Steel Samurai stage show. Ooh, elaborating on that alone is good enough for me. This is the only way for me to place this man under arrest. The only way for me to place this man under arrest is to pinpoint the exact location where the murder took place, for that is the key to this investigation. Boom, 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 boom. I watched from the last row. The stage was well lit, but it was dark outside in the audience. I swear I was there in the audience, but it's hard to prove that, I suppose. I do remember the contents of the show very well, though. Is that enough proof for you? Those moving scenes were seared into this old man's heart. I'll never forget them. So you were in the theater proper, watching the Steel Samurai stage show, were you? Of course I was. I have a great fondness for the Steel Samurai.
Thanks.
It was pretty cool up there, wasn't it? You're not the one who was cool. It was the Steel Samurai who was cool. Yeah, the Steel Samurai's finishing move today was really something, huh? Huh? Hey, Edgy. Who is she? Who's the super cute girl? Larry, she's been standing here this whole time and only now you notice her? Her name is Kay Faraday, and she's helping me in my investigation. Sorry to introduce myself earlier, but better late than never, right? Yeah, that's okay. I'm Larry Butts. Silence in the peanut gallery. I have no time for such trivialities like the time like this.
Mr. Prosecutor, this is the final battle. You got that?
I know. This is the end. For that man over there. That's what I get for not taking a shower today. My nose is like a little oilier than normal. I noticed it because I touched my face and then I would touch the DS and notice like a little bit of the oil on the from the news kick in.
That's the kind of thing I like to hear. I think I'll give you trusting you a try, Mr. Prosecutor, or rather, Mr. Edgeworth. I leave this critical battle up to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, have no fear. I will finish the job. This is really the end game. The time has come to expose every last one of Mr. Alba's lies. We even have the really good end sequence music. The last row? I should think that an ambassador would have held special seating reserved. I wanted my staff to enjoy the Steel Samurai show as well, so I gave up all the good seats for them. It was enough for me to simply see him.
Hey, Steel Samurai wasn't the only hero. Let's not forget here about the Pink Princess.
My dearest madame. If you continue to thrust about like that, your hip may begin to hurt again.
Oh my, aren't you a considerate person when you want to be? But this young butterfly's on the other side of Edgy Poo. You can spare me the flirtations, come on.
Wow, he's completely frozen. In frustration, perhaps. I dare say she can be one rather trying opponent. In any case, Mr. Alba, can you actually prove to us that you were watching the show? Are you admitting then that you have no way of proving to us that you were watching? Quiet. You buzz in my ear like a pesky little fly. If you don't wish to listen quietly until the end of what I have to say, then perhaps you should pack up and get out of my way. I see that you're willing to be a bit more receptive now. Now, it's true that it may be difficult that I was out to prove that I was out in the audience. Well, I remember the contents of the show as well myself. That's nice of you. That's nice.
Miles Edgeworth, don't allow yourself to be riled up by him at this important juncture.
I wasn't planning to let him. Well, if you ask me, I think I'm the biggest Steel Samurai expert around here. And didn't you think that today's the climactic scene of today's show was just totally awesome? Wait, YouTube is down? What? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. YouTube is down. Oh no. Well, that's fucked for everybody else. I think we're on Twitch. Is it not anymore? Did it unfuck itself? Bam, 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 bam. Can't find too much else about it yet. Like, I saw a bunch of tweets about YouTube being down. It looks like it's still down. People are still tweeting about it. Maybe it's like a rolling outage that's sort of like slowly coming back up. Who knows? Oh yes, I remember that well, and that's particular special move. The way you delivered the final blow against the evil magistrate, early summer rain jab. I fucking knew this is how this was gonna go. Well, that scene will live on in my heart forever. Is that how it went? I totally forgot about that. Get your own special move. The special attack the Steel Samurai uses when he's using the Samurai Spear. And yesterday was the first time they showed it off, was it not? If I hadn't watched the show, then how could I answer you with the name of the move? Those are correct, but could you please elaborate on that point for me? I know where we're going with this one, but let's get all the content. Early Summer Rain Jab was a move that was to be unveiled today. And because I saw that brand new special move, I believe it confirms my alibi. How sad. The only way he's got to protect himself is that he watched the Steel Samurai. I mean, I guess. This guy really has nothing else left. Yes, and to avoid arrest, you can bet he'll say or do anything. But with all of us here, there will be no escape for him. Yeah, we'll find a way to bring him to justice. Now then, let's continue with your testimony, Mr. Alba. Very well. The Steel Samurai special move and the various other scenes. I agree, today will be a day to remember. Especially when we finally make you pay for all the wrongs you've committed. What? Hey! That's what the Steel Samurai says when he defeats the evil magistrate! Actually, that line was something I just ad-libbed. You may act all surprised, naturally, but you remember this line, don't you? Of course I do. I just now understand how the evil magistrate felt, that's all. Then allow me to make you identify with the evil magistrate some more. Hey, that makes you the Steel Samurai, huh? Well, if you had to complete the analogy, then I suppose yes. I do believe it's time to bring the curtains down on this with a bang. Kay and myself were also in the audience of the Steel Samurai stage show. See, here's one thing I wish was happening right now. I almost wish that, like, so they both had their arms crossed in the same, like, almost the same pattern. Like, he's got his arm tucked and she has her arm sort of over the top. I kind of wish she was just like also tapping her finger. Like, somehow she's just picked that up from Edgeworth. He's not got nothing on the Jammin' Ninja, but I guess he's still cool enough. Wasn't my brand new special finishing move totally rad? No, don't tell me. It was you who thought that up, that special move. Yep. Now what was it again? Straight me silly rain jab? Something like that? No, wait, it was stumble breaking chop. That doesn't sound quite right. How can you forget a move you came up with? Final piece of Mr. Alba's alibi was that he was watching the Steel Samurai show. However, he was busy killing Mr. Coach, and he should not have had the time to do so. Okay, gotcha, bitch. Ooh, this special move today was the early summer rain jab. Is that your final answer? You little irritating gnat. Do you think you can trip me up by asking the same question over and over? Oh, that was not my intent. Your testimony is more than sufficient. However, I believe it would be wise for you to take a look at this. The samurai spear? What about it? This spear actually never made it on stage today. Excuse me? You fucking what? Oi! Who's that? Motor. Thank you for the host. How you doing? Unfortunately for you, tonight's Steel Samurai happened to be a goof of a young man with an abundance of useless hot-bloodedness. Having said that, the useless man bent the spear during his rehearsal this evening. Kay, do you remember what the Steel Samurai special move was tonight? It was the Steel Samurai Sushi Slash! Correct. Because he couldn't use the spear, a last-minute change was made. Had you really been watching the show, you would have known that the move that was used. Cursius Alba! You didn't even watch a single minute of the Steel Samurai stage show tonight, did you? Oh, I had the echo one. Fuck it. Whatever. So if he wasn't watching the show tonight, it opens up the possibility that he was busy killing Mr. Colchin instead. So where were you during the show? I demand an answer now. Huh. What is so funny? You're so sloppy. And so are your conclusions. I still insist that I watch the show, or most of it in any case. What do you mean by most of it? Oh, don't worry, Motor. We still haven't gotten to the actual proper ass breakdown yet. We're gonna have to shatter his soul. Send this bitch to the Shadow Realm. And then you'll get a good effect. And you see, during the show, I left my sheet for a spell to visit the bathroom. I assume that's when the dramatic scene was played out on stage.
That's the lousiest excuse I've ever heard in my life, pal, and I've made some lousy excuses.
Just because I got the name of the move wrong? We can't really use that as proof he didn't watch the show at all. As a fan of the Steel Samurai, I had wanted to watch the entire show, honest. And a Steel Samurai fan? For someone who wasn't even in his seat for the climax of the show, you have no right to call yourself a Steel Samurai fan ever. Who's talking? Who said that? Who was that just now?
Here we are, young lady.
Larry, what are you doing interrupting me like that? Angie, hold on for a second, I beg you. You may never accept this old man as a Steel Samurai fan, but I totally think he's a Steel Samaniac.
What's exactly a Steel Stamaniac, pal?
I believe he meant to say Steel Samurai Maniac. Yeah, and trust me, I know a real fan when I see one because I'm the Steel Samurai. I will not acknowledge you as the true Steel Samurai. What are you getting so worked up over, Mr. Edgeworth? Appears the real Steel Samurai recognizes me as a fan. As well he should, for I'm a fan. No, it's not as though I missed the entire show. It was a most amazing show filled with the spirit of the young and the young at heart. The sarcasm dripping from his long wooden nose couldn't run any thicker. Getting the name of the move wrong only proves that he didn't watch the last scene. What I really need here is something more definitive, something that links Mr. Alba directly to the murder of Mr. Cochin. You know what, Gramps? You're really something else. I'm honored to receive such praise from the Steel Samurai, but what is it for? Well, I was just wondering how you found out about the early summer rain jab. That move's a bit of a secret that only a small portion of the staff knew about. Wait, it was secret? Larry, what the fuck did you just say? Did I say something stupid again? Did you say the early summer rain jab was actually a secret? Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said secret. It's more like we only decided on the name of the move right before the start of the show. Right before? Yeah, the stage director was going nuts because we were supposed to debut the move. About 5 minutes before the show, we threw it up on the dressing room's whiteboard. Early summer rain jam, that's kind of how we decided the name of the move. But by that time, I'd already bent the spears, so I guess the whole thing was kind of pointless. If you Steel Samurai actors are the same, the director has my complete sympathy. So basically, because we changed the move to the sushi slash, we kind of pretended that the early summer rain jab didn't really exist. I mean, it'd be bad if someone found out we changed the move, so we made it a secret. So basically, a gag order was issued for publicity's sake. It's almost as if the early summer rain jab sounded like a lost art. Yeah, which is why I think most of the staff haven't even heard of the move. Hold those lips of yours still. What the heck, old man? I've done nothing but listen, and from what I can tell, it's all very unrelated to this case. It's very tedious. An pointless exercise and wasting time, much like a kid's show. Oh, you just said your death words in front of him. Mr. Alba, I believe it's you. I believe the one who should be quiet right now is you. How dare you? I suppose you've already noticed exactly what the very severe implications of this man's testimony are. So you're trying to bully me now, huh? There are no implications to be read into a behind-the-scenes story of a kid's show. Pay no attention to the behind-the-scenes dealings of a show like this.
Don't even think about trying to slither your way out of this one, Cursius Alba.
You were the one who said it yourself, that the name of the move was Early Summer Rain Jab. But that name was only decided upon right before the start of the show. So, what are you driving at?
That the name of the move you told us was never used or said aloud.
Now then, would you care to tell us how you found out about the name of the move? Larry's coming in with the last minute info dump that we needed.
Because I can only think of one way you could have known.
Cursius Alba, this is the only way you could have known the name of the special move. You knew the name of the move because you saw it. You saw it on the dressing room's whiteboard. The staff members who knew were keeping it a secret, so you couldn't have simply gone up to a staff member and asked, which meant that the only other option left that you saw is that you saw it on the whiteboard. So that means Mr. Alba was in the waiting room at some point, right?
What's the big deal with that, sir? I don't get what that means.
If there's another piece of evidence that has a great deal to do with the dressing room. So we can't afford to let this slide. This is related to both the dressing room and to Mr. Cochin's murder. The push cart that was used to move the body was right there in the dressing room. During the show, the push cart awaited its turn to be pushed on stage in the dressing room. It was finally pushed there along with the Iron Infant in the last scene of the show. And then, right after the show ended, it went into Alibast along with the Steel Samurai. Gumshoe just doesn't. He doesn't think a lot. He doesn't play connect the dots all that often. Which means the only time the killer could have placed the body inside the pushcart was when the pushcart was in the dressing room backstage. So basically, the killer has to be someone who visited the dressing room during the show. Precisely. Oh, but wait! What if this is just a what if? What if the murder didn't take place in the dressing room?
What do you mean by that, Kay?
I have to admit, she brings up a valid possibility. During the show, the dressing room was supposed to be devoid of people.
Anyone going into the private dressing room would stand out like a sore thumb.
But despite that, the killer managed to move the body with the pushcart. Correct, and it's because of the setup of the theater's dressing room that this would be an ideal location for the murder of Manny Cochin. Cursius Alba, during the show you went down to the dressing room, and I want to know why. Yes, I was there. I went into the dressing room.
I knew it! I'm placing you under arrest right now, pal. You got that? Arrest!
Not so fast.
Wait, what is it now?
Don't I deserve a chance to explain myself? Explain? What is there to explain? I believe I told you earlier that I went to the bathroom. Well, I got lost when I did. I wanted to ask for directions, but when I opened the dressing room door, there was no one inside. And that's when I saw the name of the move on the whiteboard.
You punk. Are you still trying to get out of this?
Do you really think you can get away with it at this point? Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything you can do to stop him? I don't have any evidence enough on hand to do anything. I don't have the airtight evidence I need to put this man away for good. But if that's what I need, then perhaps... Agent Lang, I believe an investigation of the dressing room in question is in order. It's possible that we may find new evidence there.
Yeah, if Mr. Edgeworth pokes around in there, I'm sure we'll find some new facts, pal.
Ooh, and if we use the little thief, you may even learn something from a recreation.
We don't need to do any of that.
Wait, what? Why not? Wolfie, how could you?
I'm not saying this to be mean. It's just that we already searched there. The men are really something else.
They found nothing?
There was only one thing there that I could say to you, sis. That is that they found nothing. That's it.
Guess you're right. If they had found something, they would have reported it to us. I couldn't find anything because there was nothing there to find. And if there's no info to feed into Little Thief, then I can't do much help either. Is this the end? The murder took place in this theater, which is not protected by extraterrestrial rights. I'm gonna just say it wrong from now on. Fuck it. We're just doing it live. And the fact that it was committed by Mr. Alba himself. If I can't prove both statements to be true, Mr. Alba walks a free man. Is there no other course of action left to us? It would appear that your hand is out of cards. That your hand of cards turned out to be a bust. Now, if you will excuse me, because of you people, I missed my flight. Now I must make haste to arrange for a new one. Who's talking? Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? Who is it this time? Who keeps interrupting us? Where do all these people come from?
Hold it right there, you whippersnappers.
First Larry and now you?
What's with the scary mobster-like scowl on your face, Edgy Poo? Don't treat me like I'm some sort of nuisance. I've been meaning to say this, but all of you keep talking about things I don't get at all. You're leaving this lady in the sad, depressing, lonely dust. I'm about to cry.
Why did you have to speak up right at this moment?
But you know what, Edgy Poo? Cheer up, because I'm about to give you the most wonderful thing.
What could that be coming from you?
It's so super special, I couldn't just give it away to anyone, you know. My special present of love to my sweet Edgy Poo. Are you ready? It's this!
It's a box of those samurai dogs, right?
Yes! Oh, Edgy Poo, here you go. Go on. Eat one, and you'll feel right as rain.
Hurry through here.
Why did everyone get so quiet all of a sudden? Edgy Poo! Tell me you understand the depths of this lady's love for you? I'm not one to hand out snacks willy-nilly, you know. No, sir. The thought occurred to me that maybe it would be good if I fed you and made sure you were nice and full one day. It's my dream to serve you some of my own homemade food. I mean, isn't this a desire of everyone to make sure that their beloved never goes hungry? And that's what I wanted to experience whenever a long time ago. I could make the most delicious meal ingredients out of the things that threw in front of me. Kitchen backstart with...
Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do anything about her? She needs to stop. There's no power on earth that could force that woman into silence.
I'm so sick and tired of it. All you people do is look down on me. Even this box of samurai dogs played me for a fool. It has special design on it. On its fan. Like the Japanese flag, so I thought it was special. When I eat one, it tastes just like the rest. Oh, it made me so mad.
Wait, a special box with a Hinomaru-like fan on it? I've never heard of such a piece of merchandise existing before. However, there it is. The red rising sun on this fan is filled in. Is it possible? Could it be? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Is that a drop of blood? After the show, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor. Also, those boxes are way bigger than I thought they were. However, there is no such thing as a red rising sun dog. Bitch, are you Sears? This contradiction of facts is between something that does not exist, or should not exist yet does. The rays from the rising sun may be just what we need to point us in the right direction. Present. The studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand out the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them into the push cart just to move them all. Ooh. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Coach into this theater and then placed his body inside the push cart. We get to play logic games, boys. And then you forced the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. It's time to piece the final piece. It's time to piece the final pieces of this logic puzzle together. No matter how fragile or small the connections it may be, once we found them all, the way to the truth will be revealed. Okay, so clearly the first one has to be these two. It has to be connecting the samurai dogs. The boxes were sitting in the push cart, but then they had to put the body in the push cart, which meant that the boxes were sitting out. Give it to me. The killer used the push cart to transport the body, which means that they had to remove the samurai dogs from within first. Therefore, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor, most likely taken out of the push cart by the killer. This is not like that hard of a logic chain, but we're doing it. That which should not exist. This box of samurai dogs with a Hinomaru on it. If this red rising sun was filled in when the killer was busy removing the dogs from the pushcart, then it's proof the murder took place in the dressing room. As long as this red substance turns out to be what I believe it is. Wendy Oldbag. I thank you. What you have just given to me is truly something very special.
Edgy Poo!
Mr. Edgeworth? Are you sure you're feeling okay, sir? I think he might be dying. I don't know what's going on.
Mr. Alba, as I suspected, you killed Mr. Cochin in the dressing room. How many times must I listen to you repeat yourself? Haven't you figured it out yet? Your words are meaningless, worthless, powerless. The only way I'm going to continue to cooperate with you is with some definitive evidence. Well, that arrogance, that self-confidence. You believe that you've erased every piece of evidence that could incriminate you. However, there remains one piece here, and it is what will put you away for good. Huh, you're bluffing.
Oh, hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Sounds like you finally found him. You found the fangs. We need to go after this guy's jugular. Oh, God. So tell us, what about that box of samurai dogs going to put the old man away?
Place evidence that will bring him down? Oh, why, it's here, of course. This box of samurai dogs with the rising sun on it should never existed. So I want you to take a good look at this red spot. It's a single drop of blood. Huh?
What?
Blood, you say? Agent Lang, I'd like this blood analyzed post-haste.
I've got to admit, I'm a bit surprised. I can't believe we found blood in a place like this. Hey, you! You get down to the lab pronto.
Why was there blood in that box to begin with? If we think about the flow of the crime, I think the reason will become obvious. Larry, you said you transported the samurai dogs with the pushcart, correct? Oh, yeah, you have a great memory, Edgy. That pushcart was a bit too heavy big for my son, you know what I mean? So to make sure everyone could see him, I had to pile some stuff in. I figured the samurai dogs were there so I could use them to fill up the cart. If what Larry said is true, then what were the boxes doing on the floor?
Ah, I see. The killer took them out in order to place the body into the pushcart.
Exactly. And that is when I believe the victim's blood found its way into that box.
But when my men were investigating that room, not a single box of samurai dogs was in there. Because embassy staff members had already confiscated them.
Yes, no doubt to hide the evidence of the murder. It's a good thing Miss Oldbag managed to steal that one box before they got to them, huh? Looks like Miss Oldbag also managed to put this great thief to shame.
What a scandalous way of putting that. I didn't steal anything. I received it from myself.
Perseus Alba. I say this is one. This was the one. Blah. I say this one. Wow, I can't fucking speak worth shit. And I also forgot to swap the scene. Also, there's a cooldown on it, so if you spam it, you're not gonna get more than one. I think there's like a minute cooldown on it, because very rarely do you need to spam that shit. I'd say this was one. God, I keep missing. I keep accidentally a word. Perseus Alba, I'd say this was one very fatal oversight on your part. Sorry to rain on your little love fest, however. How can he be so self-confident in a no-win situation like this with him? Even if that blood turns out to belong to Mr. Cochin, then what? Heh. So Mr. Edgeworth, it sounds like he's not ready to call it quits yet, huh? The sole piece of evidence that was left at the crime scene, that alone sheds light on a new fact. At the very least, we now have proof the murder occurred in the dressing room. And? You say that like it means something. Huh? Motherfucker.
Excuse me, sirs? Report. What were the results of the analysis? Sir, the analysis came back and confirmed that the red substance is blood. I knew it. With this, Cursius Album.
Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might humor my question. Your question? The one from before, or have you forgotten? Even if that is Mr. Cochin's blood, what difference would it make?
Like we already told you, it proves that the crime scene was that dressing room.
But it doesn't prove that I am your killer, does it?
Oh, because here's the thing. It's not gonna be Mr. Cochin's blood. It's gonna be his blood. It's gonna be his blood from the stab wound.
That's.
He has a very good point. The blood on that box doesn't prove that Mr. Alba is the killer. Then this evidence, it's meaningless.
It can't be. We were so close, sir.
I want to smack that smug look off his face. Come on, there's got to be something we can do. We finally found a solid piece of evidence. There must be something we can expose with it.
Can't think of a single thing.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way. Who is this now? Who the fuck is speaking now? Who is it now? It's too late. You people just keep coming out of the woodwork. I don't understand what's going on. I will not allow anyone to stop me now.
It wasn't me, pal.
It wasn't me this time either.
It wasn't me either.
I have no idea who this is. Yeah, it was me.
Why did you...
Because I haven't finished my reporting everything to you yet, sir.
There's more?
The random mook is like, hold it.
What? Hurry up and spit it out now.
Yes, sir, that blood I mentioned. It's not of the same blood type as the victim's blood. What did I fucking say? What did I fucking say?
What? What do you mean it's not the same type? You mean it's not the victim's blood? It isn't his. Then who the hell does it belong to?
I don't know, sir. All I know is that the victim's blood is not the same type, sir. What should we do now, Mr. Edgeworth? I have no idea what's what anymore. Neither do I. My, what an amusing turn of events. That blood drop proves to be something, all right. Namely, my words. And which one of your words would that be? The ones where I said that your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. That blood has nothing to do with the murder investigation whatsoever. Need I remind you that the blood got onto that box long before it entered my embassy? What sort of nonsense?
Yeah, well, it's blood, pal. There's no way it's not related to this murder.
So you would like to believe? But what if someone preparing the samurai dogs had a nosebleed? What then?
Is this possible? Damn it. Have we been wasting our time on a red herring?
The blood does not belong to anyone connected to the case. That should be a clue enough.
Cursius Albus, you bastard.
Silence. Don't you ever address me with such filthy words again. I've wasted enough time here with you, and you have your answers. Now let me through.
Alba, it doesn't matter where you run off to. You'll never escape me. Someday, I'll have the satisfaction of sinking my fangs into you. You'll see. And all of Interpol will be behind me, working to see it comes to that.
Do you know what your words sound like to me? They sound like the whinings of a pathetic loser of a mutt. I'm not howling. Fuck off. Is this really the extent of what we can do? Is the blood really from someone completely unrelated to the case? No, and we have evidence to prove it, motherfucker. Come on now. Or is there another possibility? Someone else other than the victim? Just when I thought I had him backed into a corner, it was I who was backed into one. In a situation like this, what would that man do? What would he do who can turn around any desperate situation do? Turn it around. That's it. I must turn around my way of thinking around. It's not whose blood is this? It's whose blood could get onto this box like this. And if I think about it that way, If the blood got out of the box when the body was being placed into the pushcart, then the owner of said blood must have been in the dressing room at the time. And there's one person who that could be. Well, I must praise you for trying so hard. It's because of you kids that I was removed from the center stage, and will be forced to live out the rest of my life in the shadows, unfortunately. But it's not a total loss, as the underworld will allow me more freedom than you will ever know. Freedom like what the raven feels as it flies to the dark night sky. You cannot lay a finger on me, not now nor ever. The arm of the law is powerless before me. I don't know about that. I got your ass figured out. Powerless, is it? I wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you. What do you mean? Allow me to describe you in one word. Pitiful. Pitiful, you say? How so? Curseus, but your wings were clipped long ago. And for someone who's trying to fly away on them without noticing that fact, pitiful is the perfect word to describe you. Mere words. What do you mean by his wings were clipped, Mr. Edgeworth? Just what you think it means, Kay. We already caught him in our trap a while back, with an incredibly powerful, decisive piece of evidence.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, care to speak in English? What are you talking about? What piece of evidence?
The piece of evidence I speak is, of course, this drop of blood. But we all know that's not from the victim. I don't see how it's relevant to this case at all. Miss Von Karma, I believe that's exactly why it's very important to this case. And the part that is most important is the fact that it's not the victim's blood. You're looking a little pale. Good. And I believe you're already aware of what I mean.
Wait, then you know whose blood it belongs to?
Of course I do. This piece of evidence is the irrefutable proof that will stop the killer in his tracks. The blood that soiled this box of samurai dogs belongs to this person. Where's that bitch at? Where's that bitch at? The blood of the rising sun on this box belongs to you, Curseus Alba. What? What? Why is his blood on the box of samurai dogs? He's not even a victim! The blood fell onto the box when Mr. Cochin's body was being loaded onto the pushcart. At that time, the only two people in the dressing room were the victim and his killer.
So that's what you mean. If the blood doesn't belong to the victim,
then there's only one other person it could belong to. Yes, and that person is the murderer himself. It's the only logical conclusion.
Mr. Cochin was the only one who was stabbed, sir. Why would Mr. Alba have been the one who was bleeding?
What if, during the murder, Mr. Cochin fought back? You mean if before Mr. Alba could kill him, Mr. Cochin managed to wound Mr. Alba? Yes, and I believe you have a piece of evidence that proves he was bleeding then. What is the piece of evidence that shows Mr. Alba was probably bleeding at the time? It's gotta be this, right? It's got to be this. There's no way it's not this. Mr. Alba, you bear on your body a great wound. That was from when Damask II attacked me with a pair of scissors. Yeah, that happened way after he was in the dressing room. But is that really what happened? You can manufacture a weapon by smearing blood on it, so I just can't accept that as fact. Shall we try a test, Mr. Alba, to see if the shape of your wound matches the scissors? You really are something else, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't let a single thing slip by you, no matter how insignificant the possibility. You're one to talk, Mr. Alba. You've managed to give the law the slip for 10 years as the smuggling ring's leader. No matter the danger, you can hide every last ounce of fear and anxiety from everyone. You truly are one of a kind criminal. I am the master of my fear. However, to think that a person such as you could miss such a large thing. Do you believe I've overlooked something? You said my wound was caused by Mr. Cochin, and that it was caused here in the theater's dressing rooms, right? Well, that's correct, yeah. I'd like to point out that it is simply not possible. My wound is a stab wound, one that could have only come from a blade. I wonder where you where you will propose that such a weapon came from. This theater was packed with security guards. It would have been impossible for anyone to come into this area with a weapon of any sort.
Let's just say Mr. Alba was able to bring the Alibastian knife in a bouquet. There must have been some other way to sneak a weapon in of some sorts.
Ah, but as long as you can't prove what that other way is, all you talk about is Mr. Cochin's stabbing is pure nonsense. So if that other way does exist, you better hurry and tell me now. And by hurry and tell me now, I mean hurry and save right now, so that way I don't fuck it up and say something I don't mean to. I'm on low health, you know. Oh, with pleasure. Wait, what? That's not how we're supposed to go. This piece of evidence shows how Mr. Cochin brought a weapon into this theater.
Take that!
Wait, it's not the same. Is it not the same thing? Did he not bring a weapon in his own bouquet? Because that's definitely where I thought this was going. That's really where I thought this was going. Okay. I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. I forgot about the other thing he had on him. I forgot about the other thing he had on him. I forgot about the other thing he had on him. Among law enforcement, this piece is known as the Yatagarasu's key. That key. That's the key that my father stole from here 7 years ago. And it's very unique in that it's both a key and a knife, meaning that under the guise of a key, it could have easily been brought into the theater. Nah, you couldn't dispose of the knife that stabbed you. Therefore, you wiped off the blood and placed it back in Mr. Cochin's pocket. After all, the key itself opens the safe in his office. Inside that safe, there was a document about Korupian papers signed by Mr. Cochin himself. In order to make it look like Mr. Cochin died as the leader of the smuggling ring, you had to make it so that the police were the ones who opened that office safe. Your hard work to save yourself only served to destroy you in the end. Shall we try matching this knife's blade with your wound, Mr. Cursius Alba? And that is what some may call the coup de grace. Impossible. You can't take me down? Swine, all of you. Especially Manny Cochin. This is all because of that man's betrayal. He sought to steal control of the smuggling ring from me by removing me as an ambassador, which is why he deserved to die while bearing the guilt for all of my crimes for me. That's why I sent the Yatagarasu's card and how this incident was born. Manny was supposed to be the smuggling ring's leader who was killed by the Yatagarasu. But I had yet another story that was supposed to play out. Manny's death was supposed to bring everyone to a close. I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling prosecutors and some of those kids over there that are just... I don't know what the fuck you're doing here anyways. I hope so. Mr. Alba, I'm afraid there's one more question I forgot to ask. This country, or Alibas, which court would you like to face first? Either way, it's game over for you. Yes, well, this bitch is trying to cast tree spells. He's trying to cast fucking drain. Oh, okay, so we skip forward. March 17th, 11:21 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2.
Ooh, this is it, the big day. Mr. Alba's trial is today.
And next week he's scheduled to stand trial in his own country of Alibast. Francesca is heading that one. I suppose she'll be serving a full course of whiplashes at it. Having to face Miss Von Karma right after facing you in court? Ugh. I don't even want to think of what that would be like.
I caught a glimpse of Mr. Alba as he was being escorted into the courthouse. And boy, he looked about as glum as I do the day before I get my monthly paycheck. You know, I've been thinking. That flight attendant, even Mr. Portsman were all Mr. Alba's secret agents.
Correct. Smuggling was the common thread between all of the incidents. Camille was to provide support during the smuggling ops, as using her job as an attendant. Mr. Portsman was to manipulate trials related to the ring to end in their favor.
I fly airlines and even the prosecutor's office? No one was safe from the smuggling rings, huh, sir?
I suspect there was even more members of the ring spread out throughout the world.
Yeah, it sounds like such a big op that I can't even begin to imagine what it's like.
What is it, detective?
It's nothing. It's just, well, come to think of it, Mr. Ernest Amano's trial is also scheduled for later today, isn't it?
I'm aware of that. Mr. Amano has been working for the smuggling ring for over 10 years now. He used the Amano Group's various connections worldwide to assist the ring. But all of that has come to an end as his conglomerate is now undergoing harsh scrutiny. I owe Mr. Amano a debt of gratitude, but he must pay his debt to society.
Well, with the arrest of both Mr. Alba and Mr. Amano, I guess that about wraps up the KG8 incident as well, huh?
I suppose so. The real killer in the KG8 incident 10 years ago was Manny Cochin. And 7 years ago, the killer in the second KG8 incident was Mac Rell. Those two facts are unshakable truth. However, it seems that a lot of effort was put into hiding these and other truths from us. And I will expose it all at the trials today.
You're solving cases left and right today, aren't you, sir?
CCU and Dead Man. Perhaps now these two brave souls who tried to make the truth known can rest in peace. By the way, I received some gifts from Ambassador Paliano. Shrimp, crab, beef. I don't need any of these, so I'm giving them to you. Bitch, what? Edgeworth, what are you? What? No. Okay, maybe give him the shrimp. And maybe the crab, but you keep that beef.
What? Seriously, sir? Wait. Actually, I don't think I want him anymore. The way you're holding them, don't tell me they're just coupons, sir.
Detective Gumshoe, have you not read the paper recently? Ever since the two countries became Codopia again, its economy has changed.
Really?
And it seems that Ambassador Paliano has reaped a few benefits of his own from it. He has been announced as the official ambassador of the reunified Codopia. But what a pity! Even though every item he sent is a treasure, you don't seem interested at all. Well, if you don't want them, I can give them to my lovely assistant, Kay. Wait, who was saying the line?
Wait, that's not what I said.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Mr. Edgeworth, please let me have them, sir. Actually, come to think of it, where is Kay? How come she's not here?
Hey, you gotta be more alert than that. I can't believe you didn't notice. I was even mimicking Mr. Edgeworth's voice for a bit.
I don't even notice it was you. I didn't realize that voice was you.
Everybody's fucking here.
Langji says ferocious love blooms with each new spring.
Lang, pleasant surprise to see you here.
It's been a long time since I set foot in a courthouse, but I wasn't going to miss watching the guy who screwed up my country finally get what's coming to him. Well, that and something else. I want to see you in action in court.
Oh, is that so, Agent Lang?
We flushed out all the counterfeit bills, so Zhang Fa is finally at peace again. And it's thanks to you, so I just want to say, thanks.
Wow, I never thought I'd see the day old Wolfie says thanks to Mr. Edgeworth. I should be the one thanking you, Agent Lang. If you hadn't negated Mr. Alba's extraterrestrial rights, I would not have been able to bring him to the trial. I believe victory belongs to both of us in this case.
Shared victory, huh? Look, don't get me wrong. I'll still never forgive you prosecutors. And I have zero interest in that truth thing you were talking about in court. I've always done things my own way, and that's not about to change. You got that?
I see. Well, I believe you should follow your own creed when you do your job.
Yeah.
And if there's ever someone like your precious truth, if there's ever someone your precious truth can't catch, feel free to sit around and cry about it all you want. But as for me, I'm gonna get that person no matter what.
All right. If it's about time for the trial to start, I will see you later.
I'll be watching your performance from the gallery. I look forward to this. I even brought special confetti. I heard y'all use confetti in this country. I found some at the store down the road. They got the good stuff.
I didn't read his line before I said that.
I brought a ton of ticker tape for today's victory, sir.
I'll have to throw some around when Mr. Edgeworth wins.
Hope you got enough because I'm gonna go and call my men up as well.
A modest amount of ticker tape goes a long way. The scene shifts to the courtroom and the final act of this long tale begins. The legend of the great thief Yadagarasu is the story of those who chose to dedicate their lives to the pursuit of the truth. Prosecutors are those who seek a guilty verdict for the defendants they meet, and to that end you have no choice but to win by any means necessary. That creed was forced onto me since I was very young. However, I no longer think that is all we prosecutors are, and that is because... Oh, who's facing him in the other side? Who's the poor sap who's going to get thrashed? Even though I've only been away from the courtroom for a short time, I feel as though it's been a lifetime since I've set foot in one. Today, more than any other day, I feel the fight rising within me. Here we go. Oh God, it's gonna be fuck. I don't remember how these voices. I'm really indebted for Mr. Edgeworth the other day. Thanks to him, I am still free to serve the friendly blue skies. Oh, so about my suitcases. I've been selling them on the internet and they've become a real sensation. Thanks to the praise the art world has lavished on my work for being truly postmodern. The airline has chosen me to design their new line of iFly jumbo jets. Oh no. Just think, someday you'll be able to take a ride in my pink-walled, yellow-seated jet. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Bitch. Edgeworth, that's rude man. That's rudeness of a rude man. And because of him, my money and time is wasted. But more importantly, I received a most fantastic treasure recently. The Primadex statue of the Principality of Kotopia. It weighs a bit light in my hands, but the Ambassador Paliano was most generous. This motherfucker got scammed again!
I just can't stop getting scammed.
We finally caught Agent Hicks's killer and was able to witness Mr. Alba's teary eyes. It feels good to finally bring everything to a close. I received another offer from Interpol to work on the case in cooperation with them. However, the Kotopian courts await. Kotopia's air is supposed to be very fresh, so my whip should find new vigor there. Oh fuck, what the hell was her voice? Is it just gonna be Kay, or is it gonna be somebody else? Oh god, it's... The little patrolman's been fired as of today, sir. I thought I was safe since we found the gun I had dropped. I think I had a voice on him. But I hadn't noticed that I dropped my police badge too. I guess what really broke the camel's back was I couldn't find my badge. My little life is suddenly tripped into a dark black hole, sir. I think I'll go to the courthouse and file a complaint with Ruffles Man. I think I had a different voice. Oh, I had him. Oh, no, I remember what I had him as. I didn't have time to swap to it, though. I had him fucking high-pitched as shit. He had the chipmunk voice. I love how they had Emma in this game for all of, like, 3 minutes. I was actually hoping to talk with Mr. Edgeworth a bit more than I did. But I've got to get going and return to Europe. still got a long way to go and a lot of stuff to study there. Next time I help Mr. Edgeworth on a case, I'm going to do it as a real-life forensic scientist. I'm sure he's going to need all the help I can give him. Scientifically. She was literally in... She was literally in the game for like all of 5 minutes. Oh God, how the hell did I do her voice? Because the kidnapping was staged. I was out of easy. But I won't be going outside anytime soon, but that's totally okay. The only prison I've ever trapped is the cage of love. The guard down at the detention center. Well, when he's on guard duty. He has such a cold look in his eyes, just like that prosecutor. Ah! Stop it, Lauren. When will you ever learn to stop being a prisoner of love? I literally don't. I know I did something off for her voice. I just don't remember what I fucking did. But whatever.
It appears there are all sorts of drama that takes place outside of the courtroom. Since we judges are here in day in and day out, I've only heard a few rumors, but apparently Mr. Edgeworth teamed up with a thief and became a detective. Maybe I should team up with a bailiff and try to become a lawyer or something. They don't let me out of this place very much. I try to leave, but the door never opens for me.
What the fuck is gonna talk here? What is happening? Oh, I don't fucking remember what I did for Maggie. Whew! I barely escaped death yet again.
Yeah, but boy, were we lucky to have Mr. Edgeworth to help us out, huh?
Yeah, but because I lost the key, I got fired from my security guard job.
Don't let it get you down, Maggie. You still got me.
You're right, sir. I won't be sad. I'm gonna pick myself up and get through this. I wonder what my next job is going to be. Oh, this is actually kind of fun. I don't remember what the fuck I was doing for half these voices.
Why not come to Kotopia for your next summer vacation? We have coupons aplenty. Right now, our embassy is proud to present our Let's Investigate a Murder show. Although recreating that particular case has created a few small fires of its own, we had a few problems with the fire marshals. The next event it'll just be great. It'll be an attraction entitled Capture the Yatagarasu. Of course, I hope to, in this case, help with recreating our latest attraction.
God damn, she's got a route into like working for an embassy. This case was 3 to 4 days of stream. This was like a 10-hour case, like 12 hour long case. I can't believe that Mindy ditched me and went to Japan. But it's okay because that's how I met Miharu. We're planning to go to Paris soon and start a business. We're going to sell blue ocean dogs. They'll sell like hotcakes for sure. The blue hot dog and a blue bun. I guarantee turn your tongue and your face blue. I know I'm not really the type to work a lot or at all really, but so I noticed I haven't seen that guy in the blue suit at all recently. I wonder what's up. Well, next time we meet, I'm gonna make him eat one of my dogs.
I think I know who's coming next. I think. Alright. No, I'm not.
I have no idea who's right. Today, I gave testimony in court as a member of the Yatagarasu.
Yo, Mr. Bad, you look well, all things considered. By the way, have you noticed that elements within the ring have begun moving?
They're probably fighting over who should succeed, over who should be the next boss. Although, to be honest, wish I could forget I'd ever heard of that smuggling ring.
Lang Shi says
thoroughly bite the poisonous snake from head to tail. No one runs afoul of the law and escapes this wolf's fangs. I'll get you all yet.
Ah, youth. When did I become so old, I wonder? I began noticing this gray hair in my beard more. I'm thinking of retiring my mirror. Maybe I should just get some beard coloring and call it a day. Oh yeah, it's absolutely.
I was the Pink Princess and the Pink Badger and all this span of 2 days. Talk about busy. But it's alright, because I got a letter from my beloved Edgy Poo. Please take care of your hip, and when you wish to speak, first take off your headpiece. What do you mean by that last statement? It's not like I enjoy being under a headpiece every time I see him. I've been an alien and some creepy fuzzy pink animal thinking I was the Pink Princess and the great hero of justice, but ever since the young maiden was smart wearing high stylish hat and right things may be preferable. Something other sounds terrible idea.
March 17th, 4:33 p.m. High Prosecutor's Office, our offices, room 1202.
Whoops. I feel so much better now that the trial's over. And as always, your legal prowess was top-notch, sir.
Yeah, nothing beats the look on Mr. Alba's face when you revealed this ring's secrets. I was amazed. You're like a totally different person when you step into a courtroom.
Mr. Edgeworth's always 10 times fiercer in court.
Based on the information Mr. Alba offered up, they began larger scale operations to clean up the rest of the ring, which I'm happy to leave to Francesca and Agent Lang.
So what are your plans now, Kay?
Oh, well, I've taken care of the creep who killed my father, so I don't know. Hey, I know. Maybe I'll just keep on being Mr. Edgeworth's assistant.
Are you trying to steal my job, pal?
Just kidding, just kidding. I can't steal something so important, you gummy.
Oh, God. Don't do that to me. I almost had a heart attack. Oh.
Okay. Yes? Even after all that's happened, are you still planning to become a great thief? Well, of course. But I don't want to tarnish the legend of the noble Yatagarasu, so I'm going to hold off on doing anything until I make a tight three-person team of my own.
A 3-person team, huh? Well, there's 2 other people in this room.
A 3-person team of young beauties the same age as me.
Oh, well, okay then.
With those criteria, I highly doubt you'll find the 2 other people you need. My father chose to fight for the truth. I think that's what was so noble about him. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth? The only things I will ever steal are the truths that have been hidden away. I'm gonna work extremely hard to make a world where the Yatagarasu isn't needed. Let's both strive for such a future. Well, I guess it's time for me to get going. I see.
Kay, keep your chin up and stay strong, okay? And don't be a stranger.
Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be sure to break the lock on the window and sneak in. If you could, I'd appreciate it if you came in through the building's front door.
It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. The lock on the window at my home has been broken for forever.
Oh, one last thing before I go. Let's take a group picture, just 3 of us.
Yeah, commemorative photo. Everybody can stand with one of those.
No. Hey, why not?
Don't tell me you're camera shy, Mr. Edgeworth.
Of course not, detective. Just think they'll steal my soul is all. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm taking the picture now. Hey, come back here.
Mr. Edgeworth, you can't run away like this, sir.
You're not going to steal my soul.
Detective Gumshoe? Stop that. I can't be seen doing that.
Okay, I'm taking it now. Say cheese. Smiling? And thus the long tale of the KG-8 incident came to a close. I saw the demise of a smuggling ring and the birth of a little great thief. But there is little time to rest and relax. As for I am eager to tackle the investigation of a new case. The reason for my eagerness is I want to pursue the truth. And I want to believe in the strength of those who use the power of the law for good. As for someone who is chosen to live my life as a prosecutor. That's my new creed.
Yes, hold him down. Don't let him get away, Gumshoe. Don't let him do it.
All right. Well, that was Ace Attorney Investigations. That last sequence was a lot. Like, holy fuck. How long was that sequence? That case had, like I said, that case had to be 12 hours long in terms of just how long it took me to go through it. Something like that. It was a hell of a ride. I will admit that as well. Yes, the entire game is over. We have beaten all of Ace Attorney Investigations. Yeah, Mr. Shady Hands was actually a good guy. Which is good. I enjoyed this. Although I've heard from what people have told me that Ace Attorney Investigations 2, the one we're going to start on Thursday, is one of the best Ace Attorney games in the entire series. So I'm hoping that's the case, and I hope that stays, that is correct, that keeps up, because that would be excellent. I thought about starting Ace Attorney tonight. I think I'm just going to use this to give my voice a rest for the night, because a lot of those voice swapping was rough. Always rough like that. And I know that we're going to be going into Ace Attorney Investigations 2, which I think is specifically called Ace Attorney Investigations Prosecutor's Path. But I have it all configured. I have the scene ready. I have the capture done. I have the scene flip set up. I just need to actually rig the button for it. Which I will probably move that button somewhere else, rename it, and then like do other stuff with it. Maybe just move it over here and move that button out. I'm going to do some rearranging tonight. Also, probably take tonight to go ahead and upload all the VODs, because I don't think I've uploaded VODs to YouTube in a while. And I also probably need to take some time to actually, you know, do thumbnails and shit. So we will keep on rolling with that. Oh, that belch felt stifled. Like it tried to come out and it got to like here and then just didn't go anywhere. There was nothing that came out of it, so it's just ugh. Anyways, thank you all for being here. It's been awesome. I hope you enjoyed going through Ace Attorney Investigations. I've had this game on my list for so long. I've had so many people telling me you need to play it, you need to play it, you need to play it, and I understand why. Now, admittedly, I've had friends tell me that this was not necessarily their favorite Ace Attorney game. This is actually, for some people, like this was a little on the lower end of the scale for them in terms of like all the games that have come out. But like I said, I have been told that Ace Attorney Investigations 2, the one we're going to play, is the best game in the series. Or if not, it's like top 3. So I'm hoping that that keeps up and that we get to go through that. So, but that'll be Thursday. All right. If anything else. All right, I'm going to head out for the night then. Thank you all for being here. Olbag is crazy in every game. She is pure chaos. And the instant you see her show up, you know shit's about to go sideways for you. Like, I know whenever Olbag shows up, it is usually a, well, she saw something, but she didn't see something. She saw something and is like telling us in the vaguest terms, and we have to drag it out of her what she actually saw. So I imagine she'll show up in 2, because why would she not? She's too much chaos to not show up whenever Edgeworth's around. I'm going to head out for the night, guys. Thank y'all for being here. You guys have all been awesome. Before I go relax and ready to go to bed, like in a little while, I need one kindness from each and every one of you. Okay, buddy, can you not do this right now? I swear to God, you're trying to burp and it's just not coming out. Just fucking calm down. All right? I want you to have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day, whatever happens to be wherever you are at. And I will see y'all on Thursday for Ace Attorney Investigations 2. We're starting that shit up right away. All right? All right. Later.